say a lot, I say a lot, I say a lot. I say nothing at all. I say a lot, I say a lot, I say a lot. But what gets accomplished? Not much. And we got freedom of speech, but for what? For what? For what? What good is it to have something if we're not even conscious of what it could be used for? What's the use in having something when the ones that claim they gave it to us could just take it away? And we wouldn't even notice. I feel so disgusted by America. Maybe that's 'cause I know that this ain't the point of America. What is the point, though? Because there's the point that our ancestors were trying to make, and then there's the point that all of the people currently residing here are trying to make, which is that we don't give a fuck about our ancestors. We don't give a fuck what the original intention of this place was, you know. But I do believe that everything's an experiment, and the people performing the experiment are working for the devil. That's always true. And that doesn't mean that they know that. That doesn't mean that they're all like bad people. But they're definitely working for the dark side. And this perspective is a little hard to take. Understand why people would roll their eyes. I can understand why people would pass me by and pretend they didn't hear what I said. It's only a matter of time. For everything starts to sting again. It's only a matter of time. But I'm grateful for any relief I find. It's only a matter of time before I lose whatever is left in my mind. It's only a matter of time. What's time? What's time? A social construct. It was created to control us, and the narcissists love it. Empaths hate it. We know why that is, right? Well, because there's a fakeness to celebrations of any kind. That's why I hate birthdays so much. Birthdays, holidays, weddings, all that shit. There's a fakeness to it. The only exception is a funeral, for obvious reasons. So, I'm sure that there are people that fake tears and grief and all that shit, but, it's like I can't fake excitement for anything. I cannot fake anything, really. So it's like I prefer everything to sort of be like up in the air, you know, not regimented. But the world isn't like that. You know, the world is very formulaic. Like, you do this, this, and this, then you get that, that, and that. You know, my generation is starting to realize that none of that shit's true. Now, I knew that when I was in grade school, but my generation is so fucking stupid, in case you're wondering which one that is. Millennial. Though, I think I'm a, what's that term? It's a zillennial. It's like, we're like halfway between like Gen X and millennials. So I was born in 85. I don't think it matters though, I really don't. Like if I've been born in 85, if I've been born in 72, if I've been born in 1526, you know, it it would have all been the same, you know. I would be really disappointed. I'd be really disappointed and disgusted by the state of men. But yeah, it's like when people talk about like the state of women, I'm like, do you see the state of men? Do you see the state of children? Do you see the state of pets? You see all these pets on Prozac? It's mainly dogs. I don't know what Prozac could possibly do for a cat, but cats are like too zoomy to be depressed about anything, you know? Cats, I think cats are just like superior creatures because they don't let feelings get them down, you know? But anyway, I can understand a lot of the stereotypes that people have about cats and cat people. But I don't know, man. The fact that people are putting their pets on medications is a good indicator that, like, we're not in a good place spiritually. You know, if we think that animals need to be on the same pills that we're on. And you ever consider the fact that maybe the reason why your dog is depressed is because you're the one that owns it? You know, so basically, like, you're shedding your psychological problems onto the animals that you have kidnapped and forced to be in your house. And now you've subjected them to your fucking bullshit, psychiatrist. I mean, that's so crazy to think about. And that's clearly, like, a white people problem, too. Like, seriously. Like, there's no other race that would be like, I'm gonna put my Shih Tzu on Zoloft. You know, like, there's seriously something wrong with my race. So, they always use women to push stupid shit on society. And, you know, in the old days, in the times that were supposedly so much better than right now because we were allowed to be openly racist, those days, women were on barbiturates. So it's like somebody I go to meetings with, this older lady, she was talking about how, like, the reason why you didn't see a lot of females in the rooms of AA for a long time was because all the women were on pills. And, like, she was saying that about her mom, who has dementia now. She was saying that her mom always had a prescription of something. And yeah, like, people don't question that because it's a huge part of our culture now. You know? So, like, I cannot state this enough, but I know it's going to get twisted because people that trust any kind of drug, especially if it's a pharmaceutical, but I've noticed this about potheads too. If I say anything criticizing something that people do, a substance that people put in their body, whether it's a substance prescribed to them or it's a substance that they're getting from somebody up the street or whatever, people are very, very defensive about it. And the reason for this is because they see themselves as a victim that desperately needs this thing to function, okay? And I'm not taking that away from you. It's kind of like when trans people are so retarded that they think that a policy is going to cancel out their existence. Like, if you're actually trans, if you are actually whatever you claim you are, nobody can cancel that out. Okay? So obviously it's insecurity that runs the show every time, you know? Because whether it's an identity issue involving sexual preference or gender or what have you, it's identity involving mental illness. It's identity involving a disorder. It's identity involving a disability. And when you start messing with that, people really feel invalidated, you know? They go, oh, well, you don't understand me. You don't understand how hard this is. I have to have this. And I'm not even saying that, like, I'm not even telling you that you don't. I'm just, like, offering a different perspective on this issue. The fact that people are so tied to certain things that those things cannot be criticized at all. Okay, so you see this with politics, you see this with the groups, identity groups, but you definitely see it with methods, you know, drugs that people take, drugs that people are told to take. So the fact that people are so defensive about something that, I mean, their defense is terrible anyway, you know? So, like, I'm not criticizing people for doing what they think they're supposed to do about an ailment that they're told they have. But the fact that you have a smartphone, I know you do. I know you do. I can see it through this camcorder. See? I can see you, damn it. I can see you, Vortex. I can see you in there on your phone. This is a camcorder. This is my telephone on a string. This is the mirror. This is the camcorder, okay? Right here. The fact that people didn't even question that. Should I get a smartphone? Should I become a cyborg? Should I do what everybody else does? Because that's the way to win, isn't it? Being a fucking sheep. Doing the same shit that all the sheep do. That's the way to win. See, I don't fucking vape like a retard. I don't vape. You can call me retarded. I would just fucking smoke, okay? If I'm gonna smoke, I'm gonna smoke. I'm not gonna be one of these losers that vapes, okay? Anyway, it's just like stuff that people just go along with. Like vaping is a great example of that. Because vaping is such a huge part of the culture now. And it's just so stupid. Like, every time I see a vape pen, I just want to kill myself. And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I see the way that other people live, and it makes me suicidal. And I'm like, why are you suicidal, like, vicariously for other people? I'm like, I don't know. I'm extra sick. I'm extra sick. That's the level. That's the level of sickness. Yeah, so there's this guy that's jogging in front of me. He's got the robot ears, and he has his phone in his hand. I'm surprised he's not looking at it. I'm actually really proud of him for not looking at it. But that's such a good example of like what I'm talking about. Like, here he is, he's doing the right thing. He's jogging, he's outside. Actually pretty attractive dude, which is rare. And just to let you know, just because you have a smartphone, I don't think you're a piece of shit, okay? But what I'm talking about specifically is just how commonplace that is, you know? So when I generalize and I say, yeah, a lot of these people, like, they've completely submerged. Like, we don't need the Neuralink. Like, they have already blended in with technology. Like, they're completely subservient to it. If they can't even go jogging without constantly being attached. And I understand that, you know, for a lot of people that exercise, like, they like to listen to music. I get that. We used to have a Walkman. Remember that shit? AM, FM radio. Walkman with earphones. I mean, I still have them. I have so many pairs of headphones, it's not even funny. But the thing is, though, I didn't have to have that shit all the time. Like, I am a music aficionado or whatever the fuck, but I don't have to have it all the time. Sometimes I drive around completely silent, believe it or not. I love those nights when I don't talk at all. Those are fantastic nights, okay? I can exercise, I can walk around, not have anything blasted in my ears. The fact that people constantly need these visualizations and that just whatever the fuck they're listening to. The fact that they need that it's just like, that should tell you that whatever optimism you have is stupid. Okay? The fact that, like, people need that, the majority of people need that. They need visuals. They can't just have a phone where they talk to people on the phone. Hello. Hello. Goodbye. Okay? That's an example of a conversation. You should do that on stage, that'd be funny. This is an example of a conversation. Yeah. Like, I know that there are still people that are going out and doing stuff, and I see them. Trust me, I work at a restaurant. I told y'all I have box seats. I have box seats to bad decisions, okay? So, like, I see the families that are actually talking to each other. I see the couples that are interacting, and then I see the couples that they place their order at the kiosk, and then they go to the table and they go right back to the screen, which is what they're used to doing. And it doesn't matter that there's a person with them, because that person's doing the same fucking shit, you know? And then the kids with the giant iPad thingamajigs, like the retard screen. It's like a guarantee that your kid's gonna be retarded, and iTard. It's an iTard. Oh my god, I need to write that down. iTard. Is that funny? Is that funny? I hope it is. It's probably like, it's too offensive. iTard. Oh my god. That's really, really funny. I think that hits all the right buttons. Wouldn't you say? Oh, shit. Yeah, but I was thinking about this the other day. Like, if I had a family, I would probably have a TV. And I don't know if, like, one of the reasons why I'm so disgusted by any kind of, like, relationship, like, dynamic is because of that whole, like, threat of domestication and modernity and all that. Like, oh God, if I did this, I would end up like that. Or, if I even tried to be an actual woman, and I don't think that you have to give birth in order to be an actual woman. I mean, there are plenty of women that are moms, but you never know it. You know? Mainly because that's like the last thing that they care about. You'll see them on social media. That'll be like the last part of their description. They'll describe themselves as like political, and then the very last thing they'll say is mom. It's like, yeah, clearly that's something that you don't really enjoy. I'm really glad I never got into like the Twitter sphere, because I could have very easily gotten sucked into that. But I remember when that site came out, thinking that it was such a bad thing for the world, because like most people were too stupid. Like, why would you want to see that person's thoughts all day? Like, think about it like this. You have this phone in your pocket all the time. You have this device that allows you to just be a piece of shit narcissist all day. A piece of shit. Did you hear that? A piece of shit narcissist all day long. It's like encouraging you to share your thoughts with the world. It's literally encouraging you to do that. Like, I don't understand how anybody could think that that's a good idea and actually like be paying attention to the world that they live in, you know? At the same time, I don't want to be like pissed off about this all the time. I don't want to be like in a state of like continual annoyance because of decisions that the rest of the world makes. But it still negatively impacts me, dude. You know? This is the problem with the libertarian philosophy, is like, most people aren't libertarians. Like, most people aren't gonna think like, this could negatively impact society. Most people aren't thinking like that. That's why libertarians fail. Because the world is too selfish and grandiose and gluttonous. The world is way too gluttonous to be trusted. Like, left to its own devices, if it wants to be part of the world, if people want to be important, if people want to be cool, if people want to be successful, it's a lot easier for them if they step on the toes of everyone around them. You know? Like, if they're a terrible person, they will do very, very well. You know? So, if you understand that, there's no way that you could have hope in humanity. There's no way that you could look at the decisions that people make on a regular basis and want to bring children into this world. You know? But I hate that I have that attitude. I hate that I have it, but the world keeps proving to me why I have it, and that I'm right to have it. But I don't know. I just kind of want to listen to the Isolation song by Joy Division now. I want to listen to it